So this morning I want to take a little bit of time and show y'all this hay barn that we built last spring. Now, we didn't take time to video the whole process. I kind of wish we would, looking back on it, but that takes so much time, and we just didn't do it. But I will have some pictures. So the overall dimensions of the hay barn, it's 48 feet deep and about 46 feet wide. You see, we wanted to build the main part here open with no poles in between, because we were going to stack hay and store hay here. And so we built trusses in place. So the main opening here is about 22 feet wide, and each lean-to is about 12 feet wide. And so what you may ask, why 22 feet? Well, it's because of the lumber that we had. We built it as big as we could with the lumber that we had. All the poles that we have here are utility poles. They are about 2 feet in the ground. We didn't have to buy those. Those are used utility poles that we got from the utility company, local utility company. All the lumber in this hay barn, all the milled lumber is lumber that we milled ourselves. These trees came off the farm here at Triple J and the surrounding areas. We started milling lumber probably 2 years ago, so it takes some time to use this much lumber, of course, to get it where we can have enough to build the barn. Altogether, it's mainly, the whole structure is 2x6s and 2x4s. If I remember right, it's about 150 2x6s and about the same amount of 2x4s that it took to build this hay barn. Again, it's 48 feet deep, so these bays between these poles are 12 feet each, so it's 48 feet long ways and about 46 feet wide. The trusses, again, were built in place, so again, I'll have some pictures to kind of show you how we did that. But once we got the poles set, and Sons and I, we actually built those trusses in place. And we got the idea from an old hay barn. I'm going to throw up a picture of that in a minute. It's an old hay barn. It's been on, it's actually on a neighbor's piece of property. The hay barn's been standing as long as I can remember, my entire life, so 50 years. And so we just designed our trusses after their design. We figured, hey, it's been there for that long, it should work fine for us. So all of our wind comes from the west here, and so this is the west side of the barn. So you see, we sheeted this one side just to protect from the wind, from the rain coming in here and blowing in under here. We left this bay open just because we wanted to, just so we could see better. But we still, well, I don't know, one day we may close that in. I don't know. But again, that's whole side is sheeted just to keep the wind and the rain from coming in and getting on the hay. Here's the back side of the hay barn. You may ask why we have these gates and stuff on the back side. So we let this field that we used to build the hay barn, we still graze cows in here. And so we can let the cows in through a gate. They kind of come down through this lane, and we give them this whole field. So we had to have a way to keeping them out of the hay and keeping them out of there. So that's why there's a gate there, because we park our trailer in there to keep it out of the weather. But there's a gate there, some panels there, and a gate up there. So as far as capacity on our hay bales, we use a smaller hay bale, a 3x4 bale. So with this configuration, we can hold about 160, 170 of our hay bales just in the main part. So that's not including the lean-to here that we can put hay under. But so just under the main part of the open area, we can hold about 160, 170 bales right here. So the only thing we had to buy, I told you we got the utility poles. Basically, they're free from a local utility company. The lumber we milled ourselves. We did have to pay a small price for that, but thank goodness I've got buddies with sawmills, and so we did a lot of we helped them with the labor. So they charged us a fraction of what it would cost to actually have to buy all that lumber. So really the main expense was, you guessed it, the roof. the main expense of the metal. Metal has gone up sky high. If I believe, again, I told you the dimensions. The main part of the barn is 22 by 48, and then the lean-tos are 12 foot on each side. So if you bought metal lately, you know how expensive it is. But the total cost for the metal on the roof and the screws was about $3,000. Hey, Marley. Hey, puppy. Hard to see, but right here where the main piece meets the lean-tos, we did have to install some flashing on the outside. You can't really see it with the video, but there is flashing there to keep the wind and mainly the rain from coming in that open spot. There's still an open piece for airflow above there, but there's enough overhang with the metal that the rain can't come through there. But this main piece where the lean-tos meet the structure is where we put the flashing, the full length on each side. We put it on this side and we put it on this side over here.